there's something weird that I noticed for the past 3 years that no one seems to talk about, and that's the fact that nobody is listening to new songs anymore. Now, what I mean is that most of the new songs that came out lately in the 2020s didn't seem to have the same viral success and cultural phenomenon compared to the 2010s. So as you all know, the 2010s is absolutely stacked when it comes to the music scene. We have Gangnam Style, which took over the internet by storm, and I remember everyone is doing that iconic dance in the music video at that time. We also have Despacito, which at one point is the most viewed video in YouTube history, which is absolutely insane. But that's not all. We also have figures like Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, and later Billie Eilish that dominated the music scene at that time, as well as figures like Marshmello, Avicii, and Alan Walker that defined the EDM genre of the 2010s. Not to mention, it's also a time where K-pop groups like BTS and Blackpink start to take over and manage to make K-pop a huge mainstream global success since then. Something not even Gangnam Style was able to do despite its cultural success when it came out. Now, let's fast forward to between 2022 to 2024. What do we have here in terms of mainstream hits? Okay, more K-pop, obviously. Kendrick Lamar album, Biba Doobie. What kind of name is that? Olivia Rodrigo, Sha, and that's it? Yeah, that's it. What? Yeah, for some reason, the 2020s just felt lacking in terms of new artists and new viral global hits. Like, the only 2020 songs that somewhat became a cultural phenomenon is the K-pop Demon Hunter songs. Like, come on, look at the views on these songs, it's just wild. But what's even wild is that somehow the comeback songs from BTS and Blackpink in 2026 underperformed in views, which is quite shocking to me considering they both have a huge dedicated fan base, as well as the fact that this is considered to be the comeback of two of the most iconic K-pop groups of all time. Well, I guess I can't say the same for Blackpink members, I suppose. So you would think that their comeback songs is gonna make records in terms of views and streams, right? Well, the fact that it didn't is very shocking to me. And that is when I'm like, something is definitely going on in the music scheme. Now, as of why the 2020s is not looking quite good for music at the moment, I can think of 3 reasons why that's the case. With the first reason being, people just simply move on from listening to their favorite music artists. There are times when new artists are going viral with their songs, and everyone at the time listens to their songs all the time. But as time passes where people's music taste starts to change, they begin moving on and stop listening to these artists' songs, and begin trying to explore other forms of music. I'm gonna take Southeast Asia for example. There are signs showing that people within the region start to slowly shift away from mainstream Western music and K-pop, and instead listen to their local songs in recent years, which should partially explain the viewerships going downward for these big mainstream hits. Okay, now time for another reason for it, and this might have to do with AI, which I'm sure we all know that we are now heading towards the AI era. Ever since the rise of AI, we saw many industries that involve some form of creativity start prioritizing it, and sadly the music industry is also part of it. In terms of music making, some artists will create the melody themselves but have an AI to help create vocals, and some will just tell the AI to create the song entirely, yes, the entire thing. Probably because they're being lazy, I suppose. Also, music apps like Spotify will prioritize usage of AI by adding a feature encouraging artists to create songs entirely with AI, which is not surprising considering a lot of AI-generated songs actually enter the top streaming charts in Spotify, which is quite concerning. And obviously because of this, people just start to lose trust and faith in new music and would rather go back to listening to old songs. Aside from AI, we also need to talk about the TikTok audience, which play a big role for why no one is listening to new 2020s music. Because back then when it comes to making music, many artists create their songs with passion and it's a way to tell a story in some shape or form. But now it feels like artists are now making songs just to get some TikTok engagement. So most of the time the songs you listen now, it can be either very simple, repetitive, and bland, or it can be very noisy, heavy bass sounds to the point where it's pretty much unlistenable. No hate to these artists, by the way. Now you might be asking, do we have the whole no copyright background songs thingy used in YouTube videos that's similar to what we have in TikTok back in the day? Well, you see, the songs used in YouTube videos back in the day were songs that are made out of passion and love, and the artists behind these songs didn't even care about getting viral clicks and engagement. That's why people like Alan Walker and Kevin MacLeod are still very beloved in the YouTube creator community. But now it feels like the majority of the songs are being made just for the sake of going viral on TikTok, especially for a lot of these Brazilian funk remixes, because it gives out aura for the viral edits. Man, I feel cringe saying that. So yeah, that is basically it for this video. Now, I do have another interesting thing to point out here is that while every part of music, whether it's Western pop or K-pop, is slowly losing viewership, somehow Vocaloid and J-pop is making a rise. Now, obviously you can say it's due to anime VTuber culture getting more popular, but seeing this part of music being the only ones that are rising in viewership for these past few years really says a lot about the current state of the music industry. So in general, new 2020's music isn't dying, it's just in a more, I should say, bland state that will make a resurgence later on like what we can see here in 2026, and I hope that remains the case for the next year or two. Though I am planning to become a music producer sometime in the future, so I hope we get to see that, I guess. But I'm gonna stop yapping here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!